I'm Linn Larsen. I was born in Goldendale, Washington in 1947, February 15th. So as I grew up in Goldendale, it was quite an idyllic environment. From an early age, I was granted free rein to walk and travel and explore and play with friends all around the town. And I had a bicycle at the age of 7, and after I learned how to ride it, my parents followed me to school one day and declared that I could ride my bike to school from then on. Once bicycle equipped, I was even more free to travel around town. Walt Woolley was my 8th grade teacher, and one day we decided to play a joke on Walt Woolley and give the teacher an apple. And somebody got a syringe and a needle, and we loaded his apple up with salt water and put the apple on his desk, and he comes in after lunch and said, "Oh, apple for the teacher," and took a big bite out of the apple and goes, it's just full of salt and horrible tasting, and we all just laughed in the room, and he had to laugh too. We had gotten Walt Woolley. I remember him clearly. One day we were in the lunch line, and he would say, "Take all you want, but eat all you take." It was just a delightful time. He was a great teacher, and everybody enjoyed Mr. Woolley. The times in the early years in Goldendale were just idyllic because they were so free. In the 7th and 8th grade, my friend Gary Ward's father gave him a 1937 Chevy in non-operable condition. And he and I got the automotive manuals out and consulted with the mechanics at the car dealerships. And in the 8th grade, we were able to get that engine to run. And then we were able to get the car to run. And we took it to school in the 8th grade. Neither one of us could drive, of course, but we figured it out and parked the car away from the school. But soon everybody found out, including the teachers, and somebody else came and got the car and took it back home. We had the freedom to figure things out and do things like that, and it was just a great time. My father had created a subdivision with a partner. It was the first real organized subdivision in the town in many years. And Dad looked at the population and the number of jobs people had, and determined there were enough potential buyers to buy the houses in this subdivision. And the wooden box building plant was in Goldendale, and it employed 300 people. And the other employer in town was a lumber mill, and it employed 70 people. And unfortunately, the box plant burned after Dad had put the streets in. And with that tragedy, he looked at it and said, "We still have the lumber mill, and it'll take longer, and we won't build houses as fast, but over the years it will still be okay." So they built the first 4 houses, model homes, in the subdivision. And the day they cut the ribbon for the subdivision, the lumber mill burned. No, they didn't burn. It closed. And all those 70 people were laid off, and we were pretty much destitute overnight. And Dad hung on for as long as he could. My mom went back to college and renewed her teaching certificate, got a job teaching high school, but they just couldn't make ends meet. And my dad got a job in Lakewood, Washington as an insurance agent and real estate agent for a man named John Stewart. And we moved to Lakewood in August of 1961. And I started school. Fortunately, I could run to school because we didn't have enough money to buy me a coat. And we were reasonably poor, but we did have a roof over our heads. We're paying $110 a month for rent in this little house. And we would, between my sisters and I, we would split one of those small chicken pot pies, and that was our dinner. But times got better as Dad made money and we got settled, and it was better. I started school that year with 2 shirts and 1 pair of pants and no coat, but I could run to school because it was close. And Christmas that year, I got a coat.